Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Olivo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg. Wonder cloudy skies, 53 degrees on the barn thermometer right now. A little bit breezy out there. It is definitely starting to feel like the end of October. With that comes this friendly reminder that this weekend is the time change for daylight savings, so on Saturday night into Sunday morning, you get an extra hour of sleep. A couple quick calendar reminders. Tune in next Tuesday during midday as we will have an update from the Ohio Corn and Wheat Growers Association and all the coverage we're providing this week of the National FFA Convention, brought to you by Wilmington College. Be sure to check out the broadcast as well as all the updates on ohioagnet.com. Let's check in with Joel Panorwood as he files this report.
Ohio always very well represented traditionally over the years in the national officer space. And this year, Luke Jennings is on the national stage as our national FFA secretary. And right now, we're talking to Hannah Saum. She's originally from the Amanda Clear Creek FFA chapter, but representing Ohio as she vies for a national office herself. Congratulations, Hannah. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and congratulations on making it to Phase 2, which is an accomplishment of its own. First of all, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, right now, a little bit nervous, a little bit hungry. It's been a lot of emotions throughout the week, but certainly at the end of the day, just thankful and grateful to be able to even go through this process. I wasn't sure a few years ago if I would ever find myself here, so now knowing that I get to be a part of that is something I will forever be grateful for.
Right. Not just hungry for food, but for success, right?
Exactly,
That's
yes.
Right. Okay. That pun out of the way, let's talk about what has this, first of all, experience been like? You know, what all is entailed in trying to become a national officer?
Yeah, it's quite the long process. So back in June, I had to vie for the candidacy from Ohio itself, so competing against other people to get that. Once I was named Ohio's candidate, then I had to go through an application process along with submitting some videos, and then it was just a lot of months of preparation, learning more about myself, learning more about the organization, about agriculture, things I never thought I would have to learn, but getting a deeper understanding of what this organization means for not only myself, but all the other members. And then this week has put me through a wide variety of interviews, personal interviews, media rounds, stakeholder engagement, today getting to work with members, so lots of incredible opportunities throughout the past few months.
No matter what happens, Hannah, congratulations to you, and we thank you for your work you put in.
Thank you, Joel.
I'm Joel Panorwood for the Ohio AgNet. Thanks for tuning in, and this coverage, of course, brought to you by Wilmington College. More information at wilmington.edu.
Thanks, Joel. Let's take a look now at your Friday and through the weekend weather forecast brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com.
Cool for the balance of today with clouds and some sunshine. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Quick forecast update for you. More sunshine down to the south, better cloud potential farther north, especially near Lake Erie. I am not really too concerned about spits and sprinkles coming off the lake today. If there is a threat of that, I think the best chance is going to be tomorrow, later in the afternoon and evening. But I'm just not looking for much precipitation here over our state in the days ahead. We're going to be pretty dry through the balance of the weekend and early next week. As a matter of fact, next week, no precipitation to speak of Monday through at least a Thursday. Watching a frontal boundary for Friday that may try and bring a little bit of moisture in, but most of it wants to stay a little bit farther north. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this.
Get the equipment and trucks you need at the Ritchie Brothers' next Great Lakes Regional event on November 12th and 13th. This absolute unreserved auction will feature online bidding, and items are located in Columbus, Chicago, and Detroit. Choose from close to 3,000 items, including a wide selection of construction equipment, semi-trucks, and more. Don't miss Ritchie Brothers' Great Lakes Regional event on November 12th and 13th. For more details, visit rbauction.com. Again, that's rbauction.com.
Taking a quick look at your agricultural headlines, President Donald Trump's new trade framework with China should at least reestablish normal trade flow for U.S. soybean farmers for the next 3 years, but farmers still face high input costs that are also tied to tariffs on Chinese imports. U.S. farmers should see a minimum annual sale of 25 million metric tons to China for 3 years. That, according to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent on an interview with Fox Business Network. Caleb Ragland, a soybean farmer for Magnolia, Kentucky, and currently serving as president of the American Soybean Association, said the devil is in the details when it comes to interpreting the scope of sales and trade relationships with China going forward. We still have a lot of uncertainty and clarification to get through, he said in an interview with DTN. We want to be positive and hopeful, but we have to trust and verify as well. A lot of this is still unanswered, unfortunately. Now, the enthusiasm about the announcement also does not negate the fact that soybean farmers are still projected to lose $109 per acre this year, as Ragland testified just this past Tuesday in a U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee hearing. The losses stem from high input costs as much as they do the commodity prices. He said this framework is a very positive deal that could help us move back closer to a break-even number, but we still have major work to do to get our industry back to being profitable. It's a combination of market opportunities and getting our cost structure in order. Tariffs have added about 12% to the cost of various inputs, he said. Now, that may not seem like much, but that's a big chunk when you start multiplying the billions of dollars in inputs our industry uses. Let's get a quick look now at your closing markets, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. December corn closed today up 1 1/4 at $4.31 1/2. November soybeans up 8 1/2 cents at $10.99 3/4, and wheat for December up 9 3/4 at $5.34. Thanks for joining us. This is the Ohio AgNet.